All right, welcome back to the hangar. So it's been a minute. Really haven't done anything in a couple weeks now. So I decided in prep for Kentucky Jets, which is about a little over 2 weeks away. So I'm trying to get everything done. I do this every year. I say I'm going to get it done before Kentucky Jets, and then next thing you know, I'm like racing to get everything done and packed and get out the door. But not this year. So the weekend before, I want to have everything packed up and ready to go. I'm having to go a day early this year because unfortunately, due to us losing our flying site, I couldn't finish the LMT2 for the SU-27. The original inspector is a great inspector, does way more than needed, which I'm completely fine with. That way we know it's right. We did everything, computed the MAC, the torque required for each surface, checked voltage for each surface, amp drop, loads, all that stuff. We even calculated like actual CG based off measurements of the jet, which factory stuff fell within that range, so we're good there. And this one's been around a little while, so a little bit less of unknown, I would say. So that's a good point, a good thing. Center points of the stabs were known, CG's is known and accurate, so it made life a little easier. But because a new inspector is going to have to do it, I'm going up a day early. We're going to knock out the inspection, and then after the official closing of the flight line, we're going to work a last kind of maiden on it at Kentucky. So hopefully all goes well. But this is done. The only thing I really have to do on the SU to get it ready for the inspection is to just run the motors. I need to put it on a stand where I can swing the gear, make sure they swing normal. I've done it before. I just, since the radio has been programmed, I want to make sure it's working, and then I want to run the motors, obviously. Make sure everything's done, and I'll probably even try to do a range check before we get there. That way he can do the inspection real quick, and then we can get it out and get it flown and not hold up any line, because part of the new rules is not doing this at an active, a flying event, which, like I said, as long as we close the flight line per AMA, we should be legal for it. And then, so that's what I have left to do with this guy, and then pack it away. The other thing I was working on was the A-7 here. The A-7 it's been done. I just went back and retweaked some stuff. So I finished up the cockpit today. Last videos I did was of the seat and kind of modding to get the seat in there. Only thing I did today was just add it's kind of hard to see, but I added a little heads-up display in there just to kind of, it's hard to see really, but just to kind of like make it look kind of that last touch kind of thing. And then I redid the CG. I was trying to, because I knew it would be a little bit more nose heavy because that seat's heavier. So I was going to take some BBs out of I have a bag of BBs up here in the nose. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. I did take some out and I was originally trying to do the finger, lift it up with the thumbs, and it's just too heavy and awkward. I had the wife out here trying to help me. So I ended up putting it on the machine. That way I got all the measurements for it anyways. So now I have measurements in the Zykoy for the CG machine. And I know the weights of it's about 20, it was like a little over 28 pounds dry. So I would guess it would probably be, there's maybe maybe a half a gallon in there, if that. So 30-ish, mid-30s is what I would think would be takeoff weight. So, but I have all that now, and it was actually, when I took some out, it was a little like 0.1 tail heavy. So I was like, well, let me put some fuel in it and see how it shifts. And I thought it would shift nose heavy, but actually it kind of stays about the same and shifts about a little bit tail heavy when you put fuel in it. So I was like, well, let's make it a little bit nose heavy to be safe, and then that way when it's full of fuel, it's not going to be too much of a difference, because the mains will fold forward and then the nose kind of goes aft, but it's so short I don't think it's going to change too much, but it is out on the pendulum. But it did fly good with what I had it, and it was a little nose heavy before. So it should still be a little nose heavy. I mean, it is a little nose heavy based off what I did on the CG machine. I ended up putting some more BBs back in to make it about a 0.10 nose heavy. That way it's nose heavy. So even with fuel, it should still be right at CG or nose heavy. And as it typically it shifts, goes nose heavier, gets more nose heavy as you fly. Or I'm sorry, typically most of my jets, the CG will shift aft. Becomes less nose heavy as you fly. This one's kind of the opposite of that, which is weird. So hopefully, I'll take it easy on the first flight, expecting something to be wrong, just because I changed something. But she's ready to go now, so I just got to pack it up. I got to pack the F-15 up. The F-15 is done. I do need to run the motor though, so probably when I run the SU, I'm probably gonna do that next weekend. Run the SU, I'll do that at the F-15 taxi test, and then I'll load them. That's got to be maidened, but it doesn't require any kind of special inspection. I might try to get that done before I go there. Might be. And then, so this will be done. This is done. That'll be ready for the final inspection. And then the only thing I have left to do this week is the minion jet. What I'm going to do to fix that, the nose door kind of flexing, I was going to use a linear actuator to put on to kind of do like when the door come up. So this is an example. So when the door come up, I was going to have something inside the fuselage that would kind of lock in the front side of that door so it doesn't flex open when it's flying. But then I was like, well, that's a little heavy just for, something to close to lock that nose door. So I'm going to take this little servo, this little HS51 I used to have. I used to run it on this guy, which is a UP6 valve for braking. So I'm going to put this inside there with just a little locking mechanism and see how that goes. But what I'm also going to do is put magnets in, and then if the magnets work, I will just remove this, because this is just one more thing to fail, and I would hate for that nose gear nut to come down and ruin the paint on the jet, just because I know how I am about things. So definitely going to put the magnets on, and I will try it without locking the front side of that door with just the magnets. And then if that fixes it, then I'll just remove this, because this is just essentially going to be putting two little wood mounts up in the nose door, or the nose gear bay, with an arm that just maybe do like a little hook that kind of comes around, maybe put a little ball end on an arm, so as it comes around it just pulls that nose door, doesn't pull it, it just keeps it from moving once it's up. So we'll see. That's the one thing I got to do this week. So other than that, nothing much is going on. The business is pretty much closed up, and I've just been kind of selling off stock. The website's going to go down this month just because the domain is going to renew, and I don't want to waste the money on it. So that will be going down. But if you just happen to need something, I got plenty of Zycoy things. If you need something, give me a shout, and we can work something out that way. And yeah, that's about it. Other than that, just been kind of chilling, trying to enjoy the summer. Do a lot of pool time, but the weather's been horrible. There's nothing but rain these days. It's very odd for this time, for where I'm at, to rain this much. So just an odd summer. And then in the fall, I'm trying to do. I'm thinking about some things. I'm thinking about bidding on a jet at the event, that if I win that, I will do a build on that, because I have a spare 166 motor that was in the first Minion jet. I had robbed the ECU from it and put it on another jet to fix the same size motor, and then it just sent it over to Spain, and they repaired everything, and actually ended up swapping out the ECU board because it was just glitchy. So it's ready to go. I need to run it, honestly, to make sure it's good, but I was thinking about getting, if I can win this jet at the event, that's what it'll be, and it'll be something I can do a build thread for you guys. Sport jet type thing, nothing crazy. And then next year, just depends on when if I bit the bullet. It's kind of a big commitment, big project. It's bigger than the SU. I said I would never do that, but you know, it would be fun to build one, and I would never probably have to build one again. So I'm kind of debating on that, because I was debating on getting rid of my F-14, selling my F-14, and maybe getting the bigger one. I know it's massive, but you know, screw it, why not? Plus it gives me something to build. So other than that, just gonna try to work on the YouTube channel stuff, which is where the builds are kind of thing, and then eventually, hopefully, I can do some real world flying stuff and add that to the channel. That's just things right now are kind of in the unknowns about everything with the world, and stuff's really expensive in the real general aviation stuff. So hopefully someday I can get to that, but we'll see. But yeah, that's it. So anyways, if you guys are going to Kentucky Jets, hit me up, say hey. And if you need any information on anything I've built or anything, I've been getting a lot of, seems like it goes in waves. You know, I won't hear anything from anybody, and then I get a bunch of questions from people that are building certain jets and needing help with stuff, and then I won't hear anything for a while. Same with the business. It was the same way. As like one week everybody seemed to be buying landing gear controllers. Next week it was CG machines. The next week it was UATs. It's like weird. People just were on the same brain wavelengths or something. I don't know. But anyways, you guys have a good one, and it's kind of a long-winded video of not much of me just running my mouth, but I'm still here, still have things planned for the channel. I've kind of thought about building for people, but that's just a headache I just don't know if I really want to handle right now. Plus a lot of people a lot of times will need things painted and modded and repaired, and I'm just not into the painting, repairing business. That's why I don't do that with my own models. If I bang something up or break it, I usually ended up just pulling everything out of it and selling it, just because I don't want to fix it, because I can fix things and I know I could learn how to paint. It's just I don't have the ability or the setup to do it, and it never looks right. So unless you're like a pro at it. So, but anyways, you guys have a good one. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Like I said, I'm trying to grow the channel now and work on this a little bit. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you at the run-up. I'm going to do a video of the engine starts for the F-15 and the SU. So cheers.